Hey, what's going on? It's the Real Estate G, and you got the Birddog Bootstrap Blueprint. And so now we're going to get into debt management. Okay. So debt management is something that I'm very skilled at as a credit counselor, debt negotiator. Learned a lot of things about debt, and there's some fundamental principles that I have around debt. Um, so if you read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, he talks about good debt and bad debt, right? And I always reference where I get this information because I want you to know that I'm not the guru. Again, my key strategies and the principles that I operate from come from my mentors, right? And so I always give credit where credit is due. So I'm going to give you the source information because, again, some of it is true to me and how I've applied that knowledge, and then some of it is really just from other people. So, like Rich Dad Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich, and a number of other publications that I read over time. Um, but with all of that said, when it comes to debt management, there's something that I want you to understand. It's really about the idea of being debt positive. And so that principle, that's true to me. That principle is something where the intention is to, the intention is to, um, okay, where was I? Debt positive. The idea with debt positive is to only accumulate debt when it has a positive impact on your finances or your financial situation. So I only really accumulate debt when it's bringing more income or adding to my equity or asset column. Okay. Otherwise, you want to just pay it off, if that makes sense. Um, Another thing when it comes to debt, you really want to get away from using your debit card. You want to get into the habit of always using a credit card, always for every purchase, because you're putting yourself in a better position because you're going to have those expenses anyway, or you're going to be making those purchases anyway. And a lot of these different credit cards, they have points that you can get that help you save on travel and things like that. And there's other benefits. And when you really start getting into the real estate stuff and doing rehabs and things like that, and making these purchases on material for your flips and things like that, you're going to have these big expenses and you're double dipping when you're putting it on your credit card and then paying it off with the cash. And so that's just the principle that you want to start to adopt. The other point that I want to make is you have more protection when you're using your credit card, in case if there's an error on the mistake on the purchase, or if there's something wrong. A lot of these merchant accounts have better refund policies, whereas if you're using your debit card, that cash is coming right out your pocket. So if it's gone, and you got to work to get it back, if at all. So you're at the mercy of the person you're doing business with. So it really just protects you from scams and things like that. A lot of these merchant services when you're using credit cards and things like that. And so, with that said, let me pull up the next document we're going to be reviewing. Okay. So, when it comes to debt management, I believe in managing your debt because if you're going to always have debt, right, there's never not a time I'm going to be debt free. I'm always going to have debt. Why? Because I use debt positive strategies where I accumulate debt, which increases my income and increases my cash flow and increases my net worth through the acquisition of assets and equity, if that makes any sense, or if you're following me. And so, with that, you want to just make sure that you have enough income to cover your expenses and to manage the debt. And so, and then for some of you, you have a lot of bad debt right now, and it's like, well, Gerald, do I start saving and paying off the debt first, or do I make money first? Like, how do I do that? A lot of people, they want to hold off until things are perfect before they start moving in the right direction, and I believe in doing things simultaneously or um, uh, in conjunction with or like parallel to. So what I mean by that is, I'm going to increase my income at the same time I'm going to manage paying off my debt. I'm not going to pay off my debt first, then increase my income. It's you're doing them at the same time, man, same time. So again, these documents from Financial Peace, uh, and it goes over basically how this system works, the Debt Snowball. Now, there's some fundamental things you want to understand about the Debt Snowball. A lot of people, when it comes to debt management, you have different ways of going about it. Some people, they believe in paying off the highest uh, interest rate cards first. Others believe in paying off the highest balance first. You know, with the Debt Snowball, we subscribe to paying off the lowest balance accounts first. And I believe wholeheartedly in that strategy, um, regardless of the interest rate on the cards, right? And the way it works is, matter of fact, let me just go back up to the top. So the way it works is you document all your expenses. I mean your debt, your credit, right? Your credit cards, balances, your anything you have debt, finance, you document it, right? So you're gonna have a list of it. You're gonna have a list of the items, the creditors, right? You're gonna have a list of the balances. You're gonna have a list of the minimum payments, and then you're gonna have a list of your outstanding balance. So the credit, you're gonna have a list of the credit limit, but then you're gonna have a list of the outstanding balance, right? So you want to understand that. Then say in this example, oh, it doesn't give you that, but okay. So with this, let's do the math. All right. So we got $50 for this one. We got $460 for that one. We got 50 to pay off there, $460 to pay off there, $770 to pay off there, right? Now, right. Now, with each one of those, you have minimum payments, right? And so you're going to pay minimum on that one $10, $38 on that one, and minimum 45 on that one, for a total of $93. So you want to document all the minimums, document all the creditors, document all the balances, interest rates, all of that. Then you document all the minimums. Then you want to pay the minimum, right? So that's 93. Now the goal is to eliminate the smallest balance first. So you want to list it from smallest balance to highest balance. And what happens in the way the Debt Snowball works is, as you pay off each creditor, you reallocate that minimum payment to the next balanced account. So in this case, okay, you paid off the $10. Now you take that $10, you add it to the $38. Now that creditor is getting $48. Okay, now when that account is paid off, you take that $48 and you add it to the $45, and now that creditor is getting $93. And so what happens is, when you look at your budget, when it comes to debt management, that dollar amount is the same every month. And so the power of that is, you get accustomed to managing your budget. You know that $500, let's say, is going towards debt management. And as you pay off all your debt, now you've been operating the budget pretty consistently over time, where you have the $500. And so once you eliminate all that bad debt, now you can take that $500, and what can you do? You can reallocate it to your savings account, or you can reallocate it to that next investment. And so now, now you're cooking with grease, and you have some momentum. And in the meantime, you are able to increase your knowledge in the investment, because you weren't waiting to pay off, the debt first. You were doing some things to increase your knowledge. You were doing some things to create opportunities for yourself, position yourself, grow your business, market your business, build your brand, things like that, to move forward. And now those additional resources, you can use portions of those to accelerate the payoff of the debt as well. But you have this management system as well. And you don't have to take that additional money to pay off the debt. You can take that additional money to start adding to the savings or your investment accounts, you know, because some people would say, well, Gerald, why wouldn't I just pay off the 20% credit card? You know, I'm paying interest on it. And it's like, well, yeah, you could do that, or you can go out and make 50% on the money. And when I say 50% on the money, those types of returns are realistic in real estate and other non-traditional types of investments. Um, they're even realistic in investing in the stock market, but it requires a certain level of specialized knowledge, and that's why courses like this exist and why it's important that you make this investment for yourself and your financial future. So that's the Debt Snowball. Um, Hope you got a lot out of it. Don't be afraid to get into debt as long as it's for the right purpose. And then I'm going to be making up a follow-up training on the debt management side of things, because Don Daniels, the pill method, has some really interesting ways where you can use different strategies to accelerate and reduce the amount of interest that you're paying on these debts. And so by marrying the debt snowball concept with the pill method, you can accelerate the payoff of your debt even faster, and it just makes you that much more successful managing your finances. Okay, so it's about being a steward.